Have you checked out the new online store from the PFC Entertainment Network? If you haven't, you're missing out on all the latest and greatest merchandise featuring the logos and the designs of all your favorite shows under the PFC umbrella. Whether you're looking for t-shirts, hoodies, hats, glassware, AirPods, and a whole new summer lineup with beach towels, flip-flops, and everything that you need for a day at the beach. So check out the new online store of the PFC Network. Just go to pfcstore.printify.me, the official online store of the PFC Entertainment Network. You're listening to the Pure Fury Creations Entertainment Network. The views and opinions expressed on this episode are those of the speaker and do not necessarily reflect the views, opinions, or philosophies of the PFC Entertainment Network or any of the affiliates that make this show possible. This show has also been rated M for mature audiences only. This is Creepy Soup on the PFC Entertainment Network.
Wow.
So far.
Wow. That's crazy.
It is.
That's crazy. So, welcome to episode 105 of Creepy Soup. I am Jill.
Glad you're you.
Fuck.
I am Jenny.
And how are you, Jenny?
I'm Peachy.
Okay, we're back on track. You threw me. I had an off week because of you. Well, actually, that was 2 weeks ago because last week we had the wonderful Dan on. So, speaking of Dan, I got to tell you what I did.
What'd you do?
I went on pfcstore.printify.me. I don't know if it's me or .me, but either way, it spells me. And I ordered a We Love Dan shirt. And there are 3 new items for the Creepy Soup merch. We have a beach towel, which I kind of want it, but I don't go to the beach, but I really want it. We have a hat. The hat comes in multiple colors.
Okay.
And that I ordered one of those for Roy.
Nice.
Because I said, would you wear this? He was like, hell yeah, I'll wear it. Okay, you're getting it. And I ordered coffee with our logo on it. Jason made that. He had commented on a TikTok that Jenny made at creepy.soup over on TikTok.
Yep.
Okay. And he was like, okay, I'll make coffee or however he worded it. And the next day he sent me a picture of our bag of coffee.
Yep, he sent me a picture as well. And I was so excited. I was like, yes, we got coffee. I actually sent it out to the girls in the beauty group right away. I was like, we got coffee.
Yep, I sent it to Dan.
Nice.
We have coffee. So I'm excited. So I was going to place the order yesterday, but I did it today. And I'm not even upset. that it was almost $100. Don't even care. Don't even care. But
That's awesome.
I mean, and I contemplated because I know I want a We Love Dan shirt,
Mhm.
and I also want a Words Are Hard shirt.
Mhm.
So I'm going through while I'm off of work because tomorrow we're recording on Thursday. Tomorrow's my last day until the 8th. So I will be cleaning out my closet and downsizing some shirts. I've already decided I'm taking sentimental bullshit out of it, and I'm just tossing them. If
Good luck.
if I haven't wore it because it doesn't fit, because you know, since the hysterectomy and the weight gain, I can't fit into it, and I haven't in a year. And unfortunately, and it like I already know, I'm completely sad about it already. But my Village Witch shirt
Aw.
does it was snug before,
Yeah.
but now it's really small. But it's one of those shirts that runs super small anyway, because I think that's like a 2X.
Yeah,
And
that's how this one is for me.
yeah,
Like, yeah.
I
I
don't
know
wear
what you mean.
2X. Like I could get away with a large, but I like my shit baggy.
Mhm.
Um, so yeah, I'll wear an extra large in men's, but I can get away with a large. But I like roomy. So
Mhm.
yeah. So go check the store out. Again, it's pfcstore.printify.me, and there's also merch from the other podcast that Jason produces. New stuff there if you haven't checked it out before. Yeah, bunch of new stuff. So I'm pretty fucking excited.
Yes. And the programs that are on there, they have a wide range. There's wrestling, there's 80s. Um, so I mean, it's a variety. Go check it out.
Yeah.
You're bound to find something you like.
Yeah, I'm caught up. I'm caught up on the '80s. The power tripping through the '80s, and I did. There's some of the episodes that not that it's terrible, but I listened to their banter in the beginning because they're fucking hilarious. But if the subject matter wasn't really my thing, I went to the next one. But I started to give everything a listen. So I think they dropped one yesterday.
Okay.
So I have to listen to that. But otherwise, I'm caught up.
Nice. Good job.
So I got that. Roy and I last Saturday went to our last ever meal at Spencer's. That was rough. And then to make matters worse, because we go there, we get the steak, because their steak is better than any other place around. So I was still deciding on my sides, because you get two sides, and all their sides are really good. And so I told Roy, you go ahead and go first. So he was like, I want my steak medium well. And then he lists off his sides, and I said, I would also like a New York strip. She said, that is the last one. So my last meal there, I couldn't even have steak.
Aww. That's a bummer.
Yeah. So, but I ended up getting like a Western burger,
Okay.
which is like barbecue sauce, bacon, and onion rings. It was amazing.
Okay.
So I'm not even mad about it.
I think someone's stuck on the door.
It might be. Or it could, if somebody was sweeping something, because the broom's right there too. But yeah, little Sweet Pickle likes to zip in here, into the kitchen, which is right outside this room.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
She's mobile.
oh my God. It did not take her long to catch on to how to work that walker. She's pro. She's a pro. And she loves to run over feet. She thinks that's fucking hilarious.
Oh my gosh.
She's a little D-bag.
She wants to be where the people are.
Yes.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. So I'm looking forward to my little break from work. I've got a couple projects in mind. One is repainting my kitchen.
Nice. What color are you doing?
Well, right now, well, you've been in my kitchen. Right now, it's like that dark cranberry wine color. And when we first moved in here, I loved it because everything else was white. Because
Hmm.
when we first moved in, it was a rental, so nobody could really paint anything.
Hmm.
And 4 years ago, when I was off work for COVID, I painted all the trim because none of the trim in the cupboards matched. I had white cupboards on top, dark brown wood looking colors on the bottom, white trim. So I painted all the trim and all the cupboards like a cement gray. And I do have like a lot of, this is crazy, coffee.
What?
I got
No.
I've got towels that say life is better with coffee, but first coffee. My brother made me that LED neon sign that says Jill's Coffee. I've got my little coffee shelf. So I'm going to do it in like a tan color, I think,
Ooh, okay.
because I'm not redoing the trim, so
Hmm.
it's going to be that the gray and tan with
Okay.
all my coffee decorations.
Nice.
And then I'm cleaning out my closet. Like I said, I'm going to purge a bunch of shirts so I can buy more.
Nice.
Yeah. But it's getting kind of bad when, Roy goes to do laundry and we hang our shirts. I don't dry anything. Well,
Hmm.
shirt wise. He'll be like, babe, I'm out of hangers. Okay. So then I have to go through and, now's a good time because I'm switching out summer and winter stuff. So
Hmm.
I'm just going to go through and get rid of shit.
Yeah. Needs to be done.
It does. So,
I've been involved on some of the previous purges, so
yeah. And I mean, I guess they're mini purges because I don't think I've ever gotten rid of
fair.
more than 7 or 8 at a
I
time.
think I think the one year you got rid of like 9.
Maybe. And I know um, my niece was over one day and I'm like, hey,
Yeah,
because
I gave her a bunch.
yeah, I gave her a bunch of like my pants and just all kinds of stuff. And she ended up walking out of here with like a whole garbage bag full of clothes.
That's crazy.
And then what did I do? I went out and bought more fucking clothes.
To be fair though, you find great deals. So,
I'm a deal shopper.
yeah,
I'm a shopper. I have a
I
problem.
suck at finding deals.
I have a problem.
Should we get into the episode?
Sure.
Alrighty. So, on the last one, I talked about like his past, like his early in life past, I should say, and how he kind of traveled the world and did all these things. He was a mountaineer. He was a chess captain, I believe it was, and joined all these different esoteric societies. However, he catches pneumonia. Guess what they give him for a prescription to help get rid of it?
Opium.
Cocaine.
That would have. I was sitting here, opium, because I know that was like a big medicine.
Yep.
So he did some cocaine about it. Okay.
Yep. Yep. And
Now, just to refresh, this is part 2 of the Aleister Crowley.
yes, sorry. I was just like, meow. Um, yeah, so Crowley had gotten sick and he was prescribed cocaine. And that was kind of the beginning of the downhill spiral. You know, unfortunately, as it goes with those types of things. Um, and the more he used, the worse he got. He kind of quickly started to be ostracized from his societies that he was a part of, because he was continuously fighting with the people within. Um, and so at this point, he's like, you know what? I want to find these answers. And they would accuse him, you know, of black magic, things like that. However, in his own journals, he says he never did black magic, that he only ever practiced white magic. So, and he had this, you know, innate drive to reach his higher power, to have some form of communication. And because of this drive, he created his own religion, which was Thoma. Um, and he had found a book that basically gave him every piece of information he needed to attain that goal. He then went out. My computer just turned on.
Oh, what's
Hmm. He found the perfect location, Boleskine House, which is on the shores of Loch Ness. Sorry, it's about to get twisted from here.
we love us some Twisted.
Right? Mhm. So, the majority of this information was found on Obsolete Oddity, and it is a channel on YouTube. However, I highly recommend you go check out this episode itself because there is a lot of pictures, articles, journals, and things like that that are shown within to show where all of this information is coming from. And so Boleskine House was actually built as a hunting lodge in the early 18th century, by Archibald Fraser, who was a British consul. I'm not sure what that is. I'm sorry. Um, in Tripoli and Algiers. He commissioned the house, and it wasn't finished until 1809. He had outlived his sons, unfortunately, and so the house passed to a grandchild, and it remained in the Fraser family until 1894. In 1899 is when the British poet, mountaineer, and esotericist Aleister Crowley purchased the home for £2,000. And I'm sorry I did not look that up. I just realized
Let
that.
me look it up.
All right. This was apparently twice the market value at the time.
Sorry.
Not a problem. You're good. So he believed that this was like the perfect house for him. It was secluded, so he was thinking, okay, I'm not going to have random people showing up. I'm not going to have to worry about, you know, the passers-by looking in the window, things like that. Got the answer?
It's not that much difference. It's $2,531.06. Now,
Oh,
that was
okay.
in what year?
1899.
Okay. I need to. Okay. In 1899, we're today. Today it would be 75,679 pounds.
Wow, talk about inflation.
Yeah, so I'm guessing, ouch. I'm going to copy that number and see what it would be worth. I'm guessing it would be pretty close to.
Yeah, that's my guess too. I think our money is very close as far as currency.
Yeah. Sorry. And if you can hear a baby crying in the background, she's got some teeth stuff going on.
Aw, poor sweet pickle.
Yeah. Ooh, fucking Walker Menace.
Toe crusher.
That'd be a good.
You can rename the walker the Toe Crusher 2000. Stick a little sign on it before you go to work. Wait for someone to notice it.
Oh. Okay, go ahead.
Okay. So he wanted this location for a specific reason. Um, he wanted it for his occult practices, of course. He wanted to conduct a series of rituals from the Book of Abramelin, which was a mid-15th century manuscript of a Jewish mystical provenance that would become central to Crowley's new religion, which he believed which would help him contact his guardian angel. He was also of the belief that everyone, like every person, was born with a guardian angel and a guardian demon. Although he was looking for the angel side. Before moving into Boleskine, Crowley had been living in rooms in Chancery Lane, London, where he had fashioned 2 rooms into temples for his explorations. One was black with an altar supported by a black man standing on his hands with a white human skeleton on top that Crowley would often feed blood and small birds. The other was white, lined with 6 large mirrors. Crowley's sole purpose for buying the property was to form an elaborate ritual. Part of the ceremony involved summoning demonic entities and binding them with the goal of removing their negative influences from the magician's life. So basically, it was that by summoning the demons and binding them, he could then remove any evil or, darkness that could be associated with that from him. So it wasn't like he was summoning to be like, go do my bidding. It was legit to help himself. And this is a very dangerous ritual, as no matter what any magician will tell you, you can't control a demon. So Crowley's notoriety in the rituals where much of the present-day Boleskine legend comes from. Legend has it that the house was built on an old Scottish kirk, which is actually a church. And it had apparently burned down, killing all of the parishioners inside. There is, however, a ancient publication that is compiled from parish archives called An Account of the Kirk at Boleskine.
I gotta mute for a minute.
So it is recorded within this accounting in the second half of the 17th century. A minister named Thomas Houston was how it was sounded out in the video. So not like actual Houston as in Texas, but like Houston. It was a different pronunciation. So he apparently has a very intricately carved headstone, which can actually still be seen at the graveyard, which is on the property. He was apparently called from his manse by the locals when a notorious wizard had risen the bodies of the dead, and Minister Houston had the most difficult task of laying them back to rest. And one traveler kept a journal describing a graveyard at the period, of the period, where he says, after dinner we took a walk to see the kirk at Boleskine, the poorest edifice of any kind I ever looked upon, as is also the manse. The churchyard is quite open without any walls, where you see plenty of human bones above ground, and the floor of the kirk is overspread with them. But how much was I shocked to hear that sometimes the dogs are seen carrying bones in their mouths. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So apparently that really did happen, which is tragic. It doesn't note anything as far as how it actually happened, though. So I don't know, unfortunately. Although some believe that maybe it was Crowley's followers. Some say, maybe another invader or just, some weird freak accident.
Yeah. Lovely.
So, yeah. Also to note that this ritual was also supposed to imbue other abilities to the person who did it. They were supposed to be able to talk to their higher self, and then they were supposed to be able to, I can't remember what the other ones were, but another one was to fly. And it is believed that the fly was meant as in astral travel. So, the actual ritual Crowley attempted to perform at Boleskine had nothing to do with black masses, black magic, or anything like that. It is actually known as the Abramelin Operation, taken from the book of Sacred Magic of Abramelin the Mage, which is a former grimoire dating back to the 15th century. And Crowley seems to have become aware of this ritual because in 1897, one Samuel Liddell Mathers, which is one of the founders of the Golden Dawn, had it translated. And, we all know Crowley had joined them, so he had apparently, I don't know if secreted away with it, or if it was that he had just taken it, or if it was actually given to him. So, yeah. So yeah, he had a falling out with everyone, so it's unsure of how he actually came about this stuff. Apparently, in the spell, it says that he is to like prepare for 6 months of doing this ritual. However, that was the translated version. The original version was supposed to take 18 months. Yeah. And this is all to gain knowledge and to have a conversation with higher self, or guardian angel. Although he had kind of renamed it to, what the heck was it? The Holy Guardian, instead of just Guardian Angel, even though that's what he had previously called it. So, like, as he was working on it, he reclassified it, basically. The home had what he referred to as the perfect doorway because it had apparently opened to the north. And in this area, he had a terrace that he filled full of sand. And it was leading all the way into the house. The doors were open. And it was meant to show the footprints of spirit coming in at the end of the ceremony.
Okay.
The purpose of the lengthy ritual is to talk to them. However, you have to get through the 12 kings and dukes of hell, which includes Lucifer, Satan, Leviathan, and Belial, and then bind them, therefore gaining command of them in his own mental universe. The ceremony has an introduction, which states flat out, no person should ever perform it. Crowley said, "Bet, hold my robe." I gotta steal that one.
For sure.
Oh. Unfortunately for Crowley and those around him, the Abramelin rites seem to have succeeded, mainly in summoning demons, or as he referred to them as the Abramelin devils. He was said to have summoned 115 entities. During the rituals, there were reports of heavy, oppressive atmosphere, dark and eerie shadows that would fill the house. Fierce winds would blow throughout the rooms, even though it was completely calm outside. Always a good thing you got your own atmosphere in your own house. We all wish we had that. So the strange figures were seen in the area. Strange figures were seen in the area, so like not necessarily in the house or around the house, but like all through the town. Welcome to Creepsville. Yeah. However, Crowley was unable to finish this ritual because the Grand Master called him away. And I kind of have a feeling that it was in relation to this.
That would be probably a pretty good guess.
Yeah. My guess is they heard he was going to do it, probably didn't know he was actually actively doing it, and were like, hey, get your ass back here. We need to talk.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Um,
It's not us,
so,
it's you.
right, right. So, yeah, he stays gone for a bit of time. And while he's gone, the locals begin to notice dark clouds over the house. Literally. So they skirt that bitch as much as they can. They're like, no, thank you. And upon Crowley's return, he had also noted the changes. Also, that his apprentice was gone. Shit's not good when your apprentice ditches. So, he continues anyway. It's like,
Persistent little fucker.
yep, moving on. Put those blinders on and just. Yeah, yeah. He shouldn't have. So, while he's in the process of forging on, things get worse. The accounts of what happened during these ceremonies can actually be found in his apprentice's journals. So, that's fucked up. I mean, yay for keeping track.
Yeah.
He does give great details into the shadow figures that he sees or doesn't see, kind of. He explains how they're opaque but not, and, how they seem to become solid and not solid at the same time. So, yeah. I mean, that's sign one. Get the fuck out of Dodge. He accounts how Crowley would turn away guests in fear for their own safety. He had a couple workers go mad. He had a housemaid disappear. No one ever knew what happened to her. There was also a young man who was a groundskeeper who disappeared. Unknown.
Do they have any theories about what happened to these people?
I mean, every theory. Everyone.
Fair.
So, yeah. He also notes how one time the local butcher stops by and he's ringing the bell, not knowing that inside Crowley is in the process of performing one of his rituals. Continues to ring the bell, and it breaks Crowley's concentration. And he kind of flies into a fit of rage, flings open the door to find out it's him, quickly scrawls, an order on a piece of paper, not paying attention to what it is. And then discovers later that it was a piece of paper with a spell on it. And that the butcher, while back at his shop and working on said order, had apparently got distracted and his own fingers. Yep. So, yeah. After all of this kind of transpired, he's got a lot of people looking at him. He's starting to spend less and less time at the house there. And then It's actually not noted in this article, but in the previous one that I had done, how he's actually kicked out. He's not allowed to return.
Hmm.
Yeah. And he sells it in 1913. However, the demons that were invoked were never banished.
Oh.
Um, they were never
So,
bound. Um, it's very much believed they're still there. Um, Side note, the home almost burned down in 2015. However, it did not. Um, Last I saw, it's still standing. So, yeah.
if those walls could talk.
Don't take a spirit box if you don't want to know.
Say that again.
Don't take a spirit box if you want to know. However, if you are curious, you can go check out a YouTube channel called Dark Arts TV, where they investigate the Aleister Crowley Demon House. But, side note, it's almost 3 hours long. So, grab a friend, get them to bring snacks, and have a sit down.
Yeah.
But,
Definitely.
yeah, buckle up. But not only that, they go to his other house because he had a second location as well. Not as bad as the first, but not good. Not good. So yeah, lots of fun. The home did pass through a few people's hands. Shortly after that, I would say within 10 years, it had passed through 5 people's hands. One of which committed suicide in one of the bedrooms.
Oh wow.
hmm Can't really say what else has transpired since that isn't recorded.
Okay.
So, yeah,
Okay.
lots of fun. I think I'm going to skip that one on my tour.
Yeah, I don't that no, it doesn't sound not appealing.
Yeah. I mean, interesting story. Never want
Very
to go there.
interesting story. Nope, I'll watch. I'll watch some videos on it. Um,
hmm
I I will have
Yeah,
snacks.
I definitely recommend this one video because they actually do a good job of showing them going, the aftermath, and then them going to the other location. I hadn't made it all the way through because, like I said, it's almost 3 hours.
Yeah,
So,
that's
yeah.
yeah. I do a lot of watching while I'm doing other shit, so I'm not really watching anything. There's a show, and I mean it's good that I've been watching. Obviously, it's got nothing to do with that, but I watch it. Like, okay, I got up early this morning so I could take a shower and bake a cake before we recorded because I was supposed to do the cake last night, and I just didn't get around to it. So I got up today to make the cake, and I still have to frost it before I leave for work. But while I was doing all that stuff, I've been watching this show called Better Things.
I
I
don't
don't
think
know
I've heard
where
of it.
I don't know where it originally aired, but it's on Hulu, and it's pretty good. It's got now most people would know her voice work over other things she's done because she's the voice of Bobby Hill on King of the Hill.
Oh, okay.
but I remember her from Grease 2.
Okay.
Have you ever seen it?
I think so, yeah.
Okay, she plays the blonde Paulette. She plays her younger sister Dolores.
Okay.
She's the one that rode the skateboard everywhere, pigtails.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
It's her and her 3 daughters, and there's some parts of it that you just want to smack every member of the cast. And like the middle daughter, oh my god, I can't fucking stand her. She's such a little bitch. Which to me, really, the girl that plays her does an exceptional job playing such a horrible daughter, like horrible. Yeah, so that's I'm kind of at the point where, all right, it's getting boring, but I'm on the very last season, so
So it's like you got to finish it because you're
I gotta
there.
finish it now.
Yep.
So, yeah,
Fun.
yeah. So I'm trying to figure out what I want to do for next week. I don't know, because that's kind of a hard one to top. I mean, that was a good one.
Thanks.
So yeah,
You can do it. I know you can.
I'm sure. I mean, I'm gonna have some time, so I'm sure I can pull something out of my ass. So, yeah, we'll get to that. So,
On that note,
yeah. I hope everybody has an amazing, or has had an amazing weekend, and has an amazing week. And we will see you next time.
bye.